Hey, good morning, Michael. Quick demo video for you for your AusSabers Wanderer. This is the Taron Malicos hilt. Um, I'd actually put this up for sale as an empty, but you bought it and wanted an install, so I got that all done for you. This is installed with a Proffie. It's got stock V3s in here for your Neopixel connector, and this is a one-button setup, so everything happens from this guy right here. And if you turn this around 180 degrees, you have a set screw right here. This acts as your blade or your chassis retention. So what you want to do is just unscrew this handle. You and I were going to put some fonts on here, but you had quite a few fonts, and it sounds like Ethan Chesser is your normal sabersmith, and he's doing some stuff for you. And I'm going to be sending this over to him so that he can do the sound fonts for you while he's doing your other stuff as well. So this part is for Ethan. This install was a super cram food job. I think this chassis is like 1 inch or something like that. Let me look. It's actually a 0.99 inch chassis. So as you know, on a 0.99 inch chassis, when you have to stack, the Proffie and the battery on top of each other, everything had to be super exact on my wiring. So I've got two wire channels. I've got one on this side and I've got one on this side that you'll see when you pop up the board. Everything has to fit in there perfectly. This is a bit of a snap fit in here right now, not as much as I'd like it to be. And normally if it were me and I was doing the sound fonts, I would do the sound fonts and then I would immediately E6000 this board down to the chassis, which is something that you'll have to do. I don't trust this board to stay in place by itself over time, or I don't know how much this saber will get used, but some E6000 on the sides of the board to keep that in place will prevent it from hitting the handle. Okay, so we got your chassis right here. Obviously, Michael, you're running a 24mm Smuggler's Outpost speaker. I just did a few greeblies to try to somewhat match the handle, because you'll notice up here, you got some lines up here, and then you got kind of some knurled things down here, which I just tried to loosely match over here. So it looks like it went with the saber. Okay, and then you've got a removable battery set up. You can see your SD card from there, but the board needs to be popped up in order to take that out. We'll go ahead and we'll throw a battery in it. For right now, it's just taking or just has the stock font package on it. I'm going to send this battery with it. This battery has the sticker off of it to save some room. And then also, like you'll notice on all these batteries, you've got a metal strip. It's not picking up very well on camera, but hopefully you can see it. Metal strip running from one side to the other. Do not put that in the chassis piece. Try to put it off to the side, and I'll show you what I mean by that right now. I've got that metal piece running along right here, if you can see that, right along the edge of the chassis. So it's not sticking out over here, and it's not inside the chassis, right? It's just running along the edge. Every little piece of room that I could get in this install counted, and that's some of it right there. But anyway, everything fits in there like it should, just nice and snug. We'll go ahead and we'll put your handle on. I am going to be rather careful during this demo because, like I said, it would have been my preference to E6000 the board down. But I didn't want to do that right now, knowing that I'm going to send this off and it's going to be popped up for sound fonts anyway. All right. But anyway, we'll come over here and we'll hit this power button. And your LEDs firing up like they should. This is running OS 6.7. I am using the FET button prop, but you'll find the copy of the config file on the SD card. I think it's just called default 1. I have a default 1 for one button, and I have a default 2 for two button I use. I just tap it for blaster bolt deflex. We'll twist it off, and we'll put a blade in this guy. This saber does have has holes for two different blade retentions. You've got one here, which I did not use, and then you've got another one right here, which is the actual grub screw for the blade retention. Okay, I'll throw a blade in this guy, and it is something that you'll need to use because 1 inch blade fits in here, but it needs to be tightened down. My blade's been sanded, but I think even a brand new blade, it would need to be tightened down. To go to your next sound font, it's just a long press on the power. Of course, to get blade lock up, something that you won't see on that fire blade, so we'll go to the next one. To get blade lock up, you have to hold the button down and hit the saber at the same time. And then it'll stay like that until you let the button go, right? Just like that. Soundtracks are a double tap on your power. And another double tap to turn them off. Just like that. And we'll go to one more. I think this is the blue fire blade. Yeah. Good flash on flash. Just like that. And as you can see, I did not put swing on here for now. I just put twist off. It's something that I typically do. And it's something I typically leave off. I don't like to swing on most sabers because it goes off accidentally. But anyway, we'll come over here and we'll take the blade out and then go over taking the battery out, which is really easy to do. Even if you know this kind of stuff, I like to go over it anyway, right? So we'll just go ahead and we take off the handle. Everything is a very snug fit when you're putting this handle on, but you know, it's meant to be that way, and it locks everything down nice. So if you cannot come over here and get it with your finger, which I'm having a little bit of problems with, I'll just use the back of these tweezers from the positive side by the speaker and pop it out just like that. Yeah, and that is basically your Wanderer saber. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, I will get this out in the mail to Ethan sometime next week when you and I just finalize everything. All right, thank you.